Prince William has surged in popularity in the U.S., overshadowing Harry, who initially hoped to win American hearts after relocating. While William is admired by the public and celebrities like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, Harry and Meghan receive a lukewarm response. Their constant complaints and attacks on the royal family have led to increasing disapproval. Meghan attempts to recruit Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice to support her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, highlight her opportunistic nature. Despite her ambitions, even Americans are growing tired of their hypocrisy, as reflected in media portrayals like South Park. Harry and Meghan's diminishing appeal contrasts sharply with William's rising favorability across the pond. Prince William has not only upheld the esteemed legacy of the British royal family, but has also emerged as a beacon of grace and responsibility on the global stage. His recent surge in popularity in the United States is a testament to his genuine character and the values he embodies. William's commitment to his duties, coupled with his approachable demeanor, has endeared him to people far beyond the shores of the United Kingdom. During his tour of New York City in September 2023, William's interaction with the public was nothing short of inspiring. From his emotional visit to a firehouse to his casual jog through Central Park, he demonstrated an authentic connection with ordinary people. His efforts to promote the Earthshot Prize, which aims to find solutions for environmental challenges, further showcase his dedication to making a positive impact on the world. William's ability to connect with people from all walks of life, including American celebrities like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, highlights his relatability and charisma. Unlike others who may rely on controversy to remain in the spotlight, William's popularity stems from his sincere and steady presence. His humility and willingness to engage with the public on a personal level have made him a beloved figure, transcending the traditional boundaries of royalty. Moreover, William's strong family values and devotion to his role as a father to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis resonate deeply with many. His balance of royal duties and family life sets a powerful example of leadership and responsibility. As he continues to rise in prominence, both at home and abroad, Prince William exemplifies the qualities of a modern royal who is in touch with the needs and concerns of the people. In a world often filled with fleeting fame and superficial connections, Prince William stands out as a figure of stability and sincerity. His growing admiration in the U.S. is not just a reflection of his royal status, but a recognition of his genuine efforts to build a better future for all. As he carries forward the legacy of the British monarchy, William does so with a grace and authenticity that truly wins hearts everywhere he goes. I know William has not had a good time of it lately, but what has he done? He has got on with it. He hasn't complained or blamed others. His lovely wife is on the mend, and this beautiful family will pull together and stick together. They are in it for the long haul. They will do what is best for their family and do their duty too. I have such admiration for them. He realized a long time ago Diana would not have wanted that. She loved life and she wanted that for her sons, not constantly going on about her death. As most of us know, it is incredibly hard losing someone you love and you never forget them. But you have to move on eventually, or it cripples you and your life. It also seems like Harry feels he was the only one to go through it and lets everyone know that time and time again. I know he was only 12, but it's time he let go and stopped playing a mental health advisor. Like a lot of us, he doesn't have the qualifications. Clearly, Americans don't care about Meghan and Harry, and that is evidenced by our press. The real royals have been in our news every day with one thing or another, and all very positive. Meanwhile, the only mention Meghan or Harry have gotten is a mention of Harry's deleting texts and no mention of Meghan's jam or Harry's purchased award or anything else. Meghan and Harry are never in our press, but all the other royals from Charles and Camilla to the Waleses to Anne and others are in our press almost daily in a very positive way. Harry was correct in saying that his father's diagnosis would have a reunifying effect on the family. It has. Just doesn't include him, at least publicly. The rest of the royal family all look more relaxed, content, happy, and close to one another. Harry got ensnared by a psycho woman claiming to be Diana reincarnated. Imagine the profound and disturbing effect she has had on his mental health. Such a delusion not only exploits Harry's deep emotional wounds and the grief he still carries for his mother, but also manipulates his vulnerability in a grotesque manner. This kind of psychological manipulation can have long-lasting impacts, causing further emotional distress and instability. Both Harry and this woman should face sanctions for their actions. Harry, although a victim of manipulation, should be held accountable for allowing such an unhealthy influence into his life, especially considering his public platform and the responsibility that comes with it. His involvement in perpetuating any relationship with someone who preys on his mental state raises serious concerns about his judgment and the people he surrounds himself with. On the other hand, the woman claiming to be Diana reincarnated must be scrutinized and sanctioned for her predatory behavior. Exploiting someone's grief and mental health issues for personal gain or delusion is reprehensible and dangerous. Such behavior should be condemned and addressed to prevent further harm, not just to Harry but to anyone else who might fall victim to similar manipulation. In essence, this situation highlights the critical need for intervention and support for individuals struggling with mental health issues, ensuring they are protected from exploitation and harmful influences. It also underscores the importance of accountability, ensuring that those who engage in manipulative and predatory behavior face appropriate consequences. The royal family, too, should take a more active role in safeguarding its members from such damaging associations, promoting mental well-being and stability within its ranks. While Prince William does not need to win anyone over, if it is in a person's makeup, then it is a natural attribution to his character. Harry, who obviously will not have to carry out duties as his brother has, is having a much easier life, but somehow you can spot the changes in his character. Maybe he tries too hard to win people over and the nerves kick in. He needs to man up, do what he wants to do, and not be at his wife's beck and call. He will regret eventually the way he has, along with his wife, orchestrated a whole lot of problems when he could not get his own way, maybe spoiled rotten after the death of his mother. I don't know about you, but I would rather have someone who is positive, mannered, and appreciative of his life, rather than someone who whines about their privileges, demandes attention, lives in the past, and is resentful of other people. Certainly, Harry's relevance and reputation sink further every day. No one is interested in listening to one of the most privileged people on the planet bemoan their lot in life, particularly given he is where he is because of the choices he made. Indeed, his choice to flounce out of the protection of the royal family, the same family who loved him and covered up his countless mistakes. Now he finds himself in a world where no one has his best interests at heart, not even his wife. Therefore, we can all see what a very unpleasant person he is. I am utterly puzzled as to why Harry is still a Counselor of State for the UK, given everything that has transpired. It seems not just inappropriate but outright baffling that he retains this title. I understand that it's highly unlikely he would ever be called upon to step into the king's shoes, but the fact that he holds this position still grants him an undeserved link to the royal family and the UK. It also gives him a semblance of legitimacy and kudos that he frankly doesn't deserve after all the turmoil he and Meghan have caused. By holding on to this title, Harry continues to benefit from a connection to an institution he has repeatedly criticized and distanced himself from. It is an irony that's hard to swallow. This position, meant to be held by those who are loyal and dedicated to their duties, is sullied by his name remaining on the list. It is an affront to those who genuinely uphold the values and responsibilities of the royal family and the UK. His role as a Counselor of State should be revoked immediately. It is not just about the improbability of him ever being called upon, it is about the principle. The title implies a level of trust and responsibility that Harry has shown he is no longer worthy of. Every day he retains this position, sending a message that his actions and criticisms have no real consequences, undermining the very fabric of the institution he once served. Moreover, this title gives him a platform and a form of legitimacy that he continues to exploit. It provides him with a form of prestige and relevance that bolsters his public image, allowing him to capitalize on his royal connections even as he lambasts the monarchy. Removing this title would be a step towards holding him accountable for his actions and reinforcing the integrity of the royal family. It is time for the royal family and the UK to take a stand. By stripping Harry of this title, they would be sending a clear message that his behavior is unacceptable and that titles and positions of responsibility within the monarchy are to be earned and respected. It is a necessary move to preserve the dignity and respect of the royal family, and to ensure that those who hold such positions are truly deserving. The continued presence of Harry as a counselor of state is a blemish on an institution that prides itself on duty, honor, and service. It needs to be addressed without further delay. No one likes a moaner, let alone a pair of them. Harry and Meghan have become the epitome of relentless complainers, distancing themselves from both their families and doing a fantastic job of it. Their continuous barrage of grievances and public airing of private matters has not only alienated them from the royal family but also from Meghan's own family. It is astonishing how effectively they have burned every bridge behind them, leaving a trail of resentment and broken relationships. Harry and Meghan's self-imposed isolation is not just a personal choice, it is a calculated move that reeks of arrogance and self-importance. They seem to believe that the world revolves around their personal narrative of victimhood, completely disregarding the deep and lasting impact their actions have on their children. Archie and Lilibet. These children are being deprived of the rich tapestry of extended family relationships, traditions, and heritage, all because their parents are too engrossed in their own drama and self-pity. It is infuriating to think about how Archie and Lilibet will feel when they grow up and realize what they've missed out on. They are being raised in a bubble of isolation, cut off from their cousins, grandparents, and aunts and uncles who could have provided them with a sense of belonging and identity. The decision to keep them away from their extended families is not just short-sighted, it is cruel. It is a decision made by two people who are so absorbed in their own grievances that they can see beyond their own noses. Moreover, Harry and Meghan's constant need to play the victim card is exhausting. They claim to seek privacy, yet they constantly thrust themselves into the public eye, sharing intimate details and airing dirty laundry for all to see. It's hypocritical and manipulative, a ploy to garner sympathy and stay relevant in the media. Their actions are a slap in the face to those who genuinely seek to resolve their issues privately and with dignity. The most frustrating part is their sense of entitlement. Harry and Meghan act as if the world owes them something, as if their titles and royal connections should shield them from criticism and accountability. They want the privileges without the responsibilities, the fame without the scrutiny. It is a blatant display of double standards that undermines the very institution they claim to be escaping from. And let us not forget Meghan's calculated moves. She has shown time and again that she is willing to manipulate situations and people to fit her narrative. Her estrangement from her own family, and now her influence over Harry to estrange him from his, speaks volumes about her true character. It is not about seeking a better life or escaping the constraints of royal duties. It is about control and self-aggrandizement. The pair of them have managed to turn what could have been a positive and inspiring journey of independence into a soap opera of endless complaints and petty grievances. They have taken the goodwill and support initially extended to them and squandered it with their constant need for attention and validation. In the end, Harry and Meghan's actions will have long-lasting repercussions, not just for themselves but for their children as well. They are creating a legacy of bitterness and isolation, a stark contrast to the unity and support they could have fostered. It's a tragic irony that in their quest for freedom and happiness, they have trapped themselves in a cycle of negativity and estrangement. Their choices and behavior reflect a deep-seated need for control and validation, an insatiable appetite for attention that blinds them to the consequences of their actions. It's a sad commentary on their priorities and their inability to rise above their own grievances to see the bigger picture. They have chosen a path of conflict and division, and in doing so, they have alienated themselves from the very people who could have provided them with genuine support and understanding. You only need to look back at Queen Elizabeth's final years to see the difference between Prince William and Harry. William, along with Catherine and the rest of the family, stayed loyal to the Queen and supported her with respect until she sadly passed. Harry and Markle caused her pain in her final years and deliberately disrespected her. How anyone can do that to someone so elderly, regardless of who they are, is beyond my comprehension. Prince William should be winning hearts. He has been tested in the fire of adversity. He is there for his wife, our beloved Princess Catherine, his 3 beautiful children, and his father, the king. He has a good relationship with our Queen Camilla, his parents-in-law. So many God bless our royal family. Besides, I think Harry underestimated how beloved his grandmother was. Even though Philip could be controversial, he was well-liked. Harry and his wife made their final years distressing, and the public won't forgive them for it. Not only that he had the audacity to complain that the house he was given to live in wasn't big enough. When Meghan went on walkabouts as a member of the royal family, she utterly failed to grasp a fundamental reality: the crowds weren't there just for her. Those cheers and waves were directed at the royal family as a whole, a symbol of continuity, tradition, and shared heritage. Meghan, in her delusion, genuinely believed that the adoration would continue unabated even after she and Harry stepped away from royal duties. She thought she was the main attraction, bigger than the institution itself, even bigger than the Queen. Her sense of self-importance is astounding. Meghan seemed to convince herself that she was the star of the royal show, that her presence alone could command the same level of respect and admiration that the entire royal family has cultivated over centuries. This illusion of grandeur led her to believe that she could single-handedly captivate the public and maintain the same level of influence and reverence outside the monarchy. It is almost laughable how she underestimated the collective significance of the royal family and overestimated her individual appeal. And Harry, swept up in Meghan's grandiose vision, seems to have bought into this fantasy as well. His willingness to abandon his duties and heritage on the premise that they could build an empire of their own, independent of the royal structure, shows just how deeply they've both been misled by their own hubris. Harry's blind spot is glaring. He appears to genuinely believe in Meghan's exaggerated sense of self-worth, thinking that her charisma alone could carry them forward. Their joint delusion is further evidenced by their constant attempts to carve out a niche in the celebrity world, hoping to maintain relevance and prestige. They seem to think that their titles and past connections will suffice to keep them in the public's good graces. However, the harsh reality is that outside the structured and revered institution of the monarchy, they are just another pair of celebrities vying for attention in a crowded space. The respect and interest they enjoyed were not solely because of Meghan's charm or Harry's lineage, but because of their association with a storied institution. Meghan's inflated ego blinds her to the reality that she is not, and never was, bigger than the Queen or the royal family. Her actions and decisions reflect a profound misunderstanding of what truly garnered her the public's attention and support. Her belief that she could carry on with the same level of adoration and influence outside the royal framework reveals an astonishing level of naivety and self-deception. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye, and see you again in the next videos.